Breaking news this hour. We previewed it last hour and it's happened in the last little while. Our political editor Andrew Clennell joins me. This is millions of dollars, tens of millions of dollars, in fact, going to Sri Lanka as the minister is currently there visiting in a bid to try and stop the boats.
As I predicted, Kieran, an hour ago, and in that time we've had the announcement from Penny Wong. So let's have a look at it. Australia will provide $50 million in official development assistance to support Sri Lanka meet urgent food and healthcare needs. Sri Lanka currently faces its worst economic crisis in 70 years, leading to shortages of food, medicine and fuel. And Penny Wong saying that we have a close and long-standing relationship with Sri Lanka. Not only do we want to help the people of Sri Lanka, there are also deeper consequences for the region if this crisis continues. And they've seen that, Kieran, with 3 asylum seeker boats. They've had to stop and not turn the boats back, but take the people off and send them back to Colombo. The flow was going to continue to come. So the Minister for Home Affairs, Clare, as Andrea Crothers revealed this morning, is in Sri Lanka. She's meeting the head of Navy, the Prime Minister, potentially the President, and I expect some more funding for the Navy there. This is a topic that you've taken up after the last couple of budgets, asking the then Prime Minister and Treasurer why foreign aid had been cut, Kieran. A lot of our viewers probably wonder why we do give aid to other countries. This is probably a decent example of it. The suggestion here is the Sri Lankan police, the Sri Lankan Navy will now do more to attempt to stop those boats with some assistance from the Australian government. Equally in the Pacific, when it comes to aid, we can stop China's influence there, which many Australians are concerned about. So Anthony Albanese spoke on this today. He was quite unequivocal. The asylum seekers on boats will not be coming here under his watch.
People who arrive by boat will not be settled here. Our international obligations to do the right thing. But the right thing is not having a free-for-all whereby people who turn up will be settled. We understand that there are issues in Sri Lanka and that the wrong messages are being given by people smugglers. Our message will be very clear.
Andrew, before we move on, this is something where the Labor government must be so sensitive to this issue that they can't give the people smugglers even the slightest glimmer of hope here. Despite that, obviously those smugglers spinning their own lies and fake material, it is the most terrible trade, and we're seeing that unfold despite the strong language from Mr Albanese.
Well, if the boats keep coming, you'll see deaths at sea. So there's that concern as well. But also it's obviously a political concern. And we know the boats started up. There's been 3 of them. In that, it's a month tomorrow since Anthony Albanese was elected. So it's certainly something the people smugglers are selling. The answer to this problem, ever since the days of John Howard and the Pacific Solution and subsequent turn-back policies of Tony Abbott, is if they can't get here, if they have no hope of getting here, people hear from word of mouth and they won't give the people smugglers their life savings to get on a rickety boat and come here. So addressing it directly, it's really been a hallmark of this first month of the Albanese government. They've got ministers going left, right and centre all over the world to try and patch up various problems, Kieran.
Yeah, and I wonder whether they will follow the lead of previous coalition governments where they've been advertising in the countries. They've spent many millions of dollars to advertise and say, you can get on the boat, you're not going to be successful. That might be the next step in all of this.